what's up, everybody? It's the Players of the Realm here, and we are ready to rock and roll. So thank you for coming in with us. We're glad to be with you guys on this Friday night. We got Yami, Mech, Fennec, Saris, and Levin over here. And hopefully you guys are able to see everything good. We're trying out a little different view style. And let's get right into it with question of the session. So, today I thought let's get a little bit in with the characters. And let's ask everybody what was their character's hobby, either current or maybe a past hobby that they used to have, just to get to know them a little bit better. Mac, you were teasing us a little bit earlier, so I'm going right to you. I want to know what this hobby is.
Hey, okay. So, Mac being in the military has made a mistake or two every once in a while. I mean, it's really easy when there's so many rules. So he's been put on a lot of kitchen detail, and he hated it at first because you got to peel potatoes, you got to do all of that, and then he happened to find a likeness for it. So secretly, he doesn't tell anybody, but he dabbles a little bit in cooking, especially for breakfast. Thinks he makes the best omelet.
All right.
Can he taste his omelet?
Of course.
I love it.
So thank God it's not the Bender situation where he just doesn't taste.
Oh no, yeah, no.
It's like, oh yeah, it's great, meatbag. Have fun with that.
This needs more salt. Yeah, no. I even have the utensils. I even have the tools.
Like under your little armor, just pull out a spoon. Like, oh, I got this.
Nice.
The whole little the teaspoon kit with all the spoon sizes.
You ever see
No. I know what it is. A giant pepper grinder. And he just goes over here.
I'm a transformer. It's just like my arms open up and it comes out and it's a spatula and then I got a ladle, all that kind of stuff.
Not a cannon, nothing. Spatula. Got it.
We'll remember that one. All right, well, let's go over to Yami next here. Yami, you got any hobbies or anything like that?
Hello guys, Yami, playing as Yami. I would love to say that Yami's favorite hobby is to see how many people he can't trust, but that's another game to play. So Yami's hobby would be basically he just likes hunting monsters after being raised by his I guess foster mom you would call her, or took him in. So she taught him how to kill monsters. All he knows how to kill monsters, and he just likes killing monsters. That's his hobby. He's like, hey, new monster, can I kill it? Is it killable? How do I kill it? So it's simple. He also did pick a new hobby now. I'm definitely looking into hats.
Oh God.
I need a better hat than the other guys, so I'm fishing.
Gotta know how to flex on them, right?
I gotta be the dapperest Dan, so
You trying to make hats or buy a new one?
I'm gonna whatever comes first.
Okay.
You gotta go to like the John Wick studio with the guy, get all figured out, have the weapon slots and everything.
Oh gosh, but yeah, that's basically it. Whacking monsters and finding hats.
Sounds like a good one. Let's see what you can turn up along your adventures, right? See what comes along the way. Saris, how about yourself over there?
Well, Sarah didn't really have a home, and she grew up on the street, so hobbies were kind of what she could put together. But the one thing she probably did most often was when she could, she'd sneak up to a place where she could see the sky and at night, and she'd count the stars, and sometimes she'd make up constellations because she knew constellations existed and kind of what they were, but she didn't know the specific one, so she'd make up her own. And other times she would pretend that all the stars in the sky were the gold coins she was gonna pick out of pockets for herself eventually, just waiting to be grabbed.
I was just gonna say, isn't your hobby like stealing things? Because from what I've seen, very fond of it.
That's her survival mechanism. That's how she eats. It's her job.
You have a pretty big smile for your survivalness.
Yami hunts monsters for his survival, and that's still his hobby. You just love what you do.
Apparently. As I say, much more sentimental than the other two from what so far. It's like, especially looking at stars in like Shard, I could imagine very tough to do.
Yeah.
Considering that the buildings like blot out the sky in certain parts.
Yeah, she would have to like go to like the edge of town or try to sneak into like one of the higher tiers.
Yeah. So yeah, you might only see like 1 or 2 stars, and then I guess you're only getting 2 coins, unfortunately.
Yeah, she's been a little surprised at how many stars there actually are.
Yeah, especially out here in the middle of the mountains and everything. I bet you're seeing way more. Who knows? Maybe that's something good on your horizon.
I mean, like if when she thinks of the coin game, it definitely like it gives her a lot like more ambition.
Totally.
So yeah.
Right on. Levin will pop over to you, and then Fennec will save the best for last.
Well, for Levin, hobby is pretty simple. Working out. Leaning towards a focus on things like yoga or running, because he considers he's a goal-oriented person, so being able to design routines for himself and incorporating exercises into it is how he goes along his day, and for the most part, it's easy enough for him to do no matter where he is, because minimal equipment would be required. He focuses on running, he focuses on yoga and, maintaining poses and such. And it's a way for him to structure his day, even with having fun.
I imagine there's some stress relief that comes along with it, considering the company you're keeping.
Levin doesn't Levin doesn't really stress too much. There are moments of high stress, yes, but it's not a focus of his day. It's not eating ahead his mind. It's just part of what happens during life.
Good to know. I'm glad he's into yoga and everything for his own balance. And
definitely didn't expect Levin to be working out on his free time.
Well, if you consider, he comes from a Spartan society, more or less, so focusing on appreciating and trying to embody your ancestral, name is part and parcel with literally how he grew up. Finding ways to enrich that experience just made sense.
Exactly. And Fennec will save you for now.
All right. So Fennec's hobbies and interests focus really around either research and reading, just kind of getting that his fascination with magic is really what drives him, and the research and all that allows him to further that research and deepen that knowledge. So he's truly, the hobby really comes in seeking the understanding and origin of the nature of his own powers. So I'm kind of the push to unlock the secrets of the morning, which he believes his powers came from.
Right on. All right, that's interesting.
So he also likes a good puzzle or riddle.
Okay. Nice. Well, I'll definitely be posing all the riddles to you then in the future when they come your way.
I'm going to defer to the party to let me answer.
Okay. Fennec likes the puzzles. Doesn't
Fennec likes the pretty pitches.
He likes the pretty pictures. I think more than liking the puzzles, he likes to keep everyone puzzled.
Oh, we're puzzled, all right.
That was a good one.
That he definitely does. Let's buy a little bit of time as Saris gets back online. What would you remember for the recap and everything? You guys had hopefully a lot of fun with the fight and everything. I remember a certain somebody getting ganked on for a little while, but then he just toughed everybody out coming from that boy Mech. Then,
the bridge.
oh yeah, then
But you guys just couldn't hit. You're just
Oh.
walking through everybody.
he got a new nickname from what I remember. And Levin casted a fog cloud and totally ruined everything that was going on there.
Yeah, I remember last week definitely got ambushed by a bunch of goblins, hobgoblins, and there was I think 2 or 3 bugbears, and one of them was picking up a lady and running away, and we were chasing them. Well, that was where we left off at, the chase.
Yeah.
You nailed it.
There was also the one distinguishable hobgoblin with the gold braid draped on his left arm.
You're right. And just to help everybody remember, you actually do know what the woman that was grabbed, and that was Mei Li. This is a reminder for everyone. She is spottable, so seen her around the camp and everything else.
Yeah, we got ambushed twice. They hit us from the front
It's
of the
kind of
line.
like
and
one
the back of
big
the line.
ambush,
Yeah.
if you think about it. Like, it's just one big ambush. They hit you.
Strategic.
They kind of hit all across your line, So.
You got caught in a valley. That's the worst place to be caught.
So Mei Li was also the one that was attacked in the camp by the shadow earlier, and when we got into the new area, there were shadowy tendrils coming from the side. So I don't know. I'm starting to.
I forgot about the tendrils.
Yeah, and if Mei Li's involved, that means they're going for her for a second time.
What could that mean?
Fennec hasn't come to this realization yet.
Yep. All right, listen, Fennec is good at puzzles. Now we know.
Fennec's just like, oh, this is weird. Well, it's also like,
first puzzle.
did he see the shadow the second time, or did he just see her get kidnapped? Play that as you will, frankly. I think we specified any certain who didn't see the shadow.
Well, one second. I think I have a key door.
Go get it. All right. Well, hey. I think that's everything we got to remember, unless anybody else has anything to spot in.
No, I terrified the guy doing the kidnapping, and then we killed everything. And
Chasing this guy down with the lady on his shoulder.
Uh-huh.
Almost killed everything. There's one bugbear left making a haul for it.
Yeah.
So we'll see if Levin doesn't just cap his kneecaps, and then the chase ends in a pretty unspectacular way or something.
See, with us, it's always spectacular.
That it
My
is.
goal by the end of this game is to have Levin and Ceres wear hats. I'll die trying.
Sarah's wearing a little derby.
That I believe. You will die trying.
Or just die.
Whatever comes first.
See what happens, yeah. Alright, well, if we're all set then, let's go get at it, right? So, battlefield, bodies lay strewn across the place. You hear the sound of some of the people, the wounded, kind of rumbling and getting up off their feet and everything. I'm sorry, getting on the ground and getting their feet underneath them. Now, you've noticed that one of the bugbears has made off to the east with Mei Li. He is right now maybe 20 feet maybe away from you guys at the moment, or a certain one of you guys, I should say. 11, he's probably 20 feet for sure for you. Mac, maybe better to 30 feet or so. Fennec and Yami, you guys are definitely a good distance away, along with Ceres.
Start running. I will
would try to pursue and try to take a shot over at the hostile individual. Oh, no longer hostile, he's running away.
Yeah. So we'll think of this as kind of so you guys kind of know how we're going to kind of be doing the scene. Think of it like points along the little map. And at each little point, there will be something that occurs. just to kind of like fill you in. And at each point, you'll also have a chance to kind of try to impose an action like Levin shooting right here. Or anything else you can think of to try to slow down the combatant or maybe to speed yourself up. So feel free to like kind of spitball any ideas once it's your turn of along that line. Mind you, he's also going to do things to try to like speed up or slow you guys down also. Good. Glad everybody agrees.
Huzzah!
Sounds good.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have a child who's not sleeping.
I have a child.
Got a bit of a so she's freaking.
Just to help me out, let's just continue in the order that we currently are in. The bugbear ran off screen, and Saris is at the top of the order here. And we're just going to keep the current combat order. No need to change anything up like super seriously unless you guys really want to re-roll for it.
No, I like this.
No, I'm okay with this.
Yeah, I'm good.
It's basically you guys go first, and then he goes last. So it actually works out pretty well in my opinion.
Even better.
Yeah.
So think of this as point 1 on the map. Okay? Alright, Sarah, what do you want to do?
I am going to dash after him to close the distance. If I do that, how close can I get?
Let me do one little quick minute. You could get, with the dash action, you could get right up next to him from what it looks like. Yes. Yeah, forget that.
Can I body check him, like run it right into him? Try to knock him off balance, or at least slow him down for the others to like catch up.
I don't see why you can't use like your dash to kind of like bump him and everything. I mean, it's not like you're taking a combat thing or something like that. You're just kind of, yeah, I totally get it.
Yeah. I mean, ideally, I would love to like knock him down and make him let go of melee, but I'll take slowing him down or anything that makes it harder for him to get away.
Let's see what you roll. Let's see what he rolls as a defense, quite frankly. And then we'll go from there.
Sleight of hand?
Sleight of hand? No. You got to use a more like athletic skill than that. Because it's kind of like a hip check. Unless you're doing something like a tripping kind of thing, like, in soccer where they stick their foot out, and maybe you could get away with an acrobatics or something.
I will do that. I will do whatever lets me. Yeah, I'll do like a soccer trip. I'll try a soccer trip.
You call it slide tackle.
Sure. Fancy sports ball maneuver.
I'm sorry, some other people call it football.
Football. Football is life.
The thing you do in sports.
Ooh, so Saris, you go to do a slide tackle down into him, and he's just able to kind of pick his limber legs up over your body and give a little hop over top of you.
Mm.
Yep, I will, as soon as I can, get my feet under me, and I will, on my next turn, continue pursuit.
Yep. Yame?
Man, I wasn't expecting to be so soon. Alright, so let's see what I have, actually. It's a good thing to do. Okay, so I can't use those. I'm going to just cast Guiding Bow at him, and it's like 120-foot radius, distance.
Okay. Right on.
I'm gonna aim for his legs though, as to not hit the lady he's carrying. Not aim specifically for his legs, but just a little lower range.
Okay. It on the targets, doesn't it? Or am I thinking of a different one?
That's probably a magic missile you're thinking, it just automatically hits it?
Yeah, that's probably it.
Now this one I have to actually roll and cast.
Okay.
So See if it even works. Oh, does a 22 hit?
22 does, even with the kind of like called shot.
Okay, with that being said, hold on, let me just read the rest. So it'd be radiant damage, and the next attack roll made against this target before the end of your turn has advantage. So I'll roll the damage now.
Yep.
Ooh, damn, 3 6s and a 5, 23 damage, radiant.
Damn,
Damn.
that's almost max damage.
Almost.
That is,
Off
that
by
is.
1 point. And yeah, so whoever attacks next has advantage, and what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna use my 30 feet to at least get as close as possible.
Okay.
And that'll be my turn.
Fanique.
All right. The fog on the screen, the fog cloud is up or down?
I believe it's down. I think
It is no longer present.
Yeah, we just had trouble turning it off because there's no button there's nowhere to click for it at the moment.
All right. Fennec will move his 30 feet, kind of going forward. And would he be within 60 feet of the target?
Within 60, yes.
Okay. He is going to cast Ray of Frost.
Nice.
Because of Yami, he has advantage.
You're correct. And this chase might end in the very first part.
That'll be a dirty 20.
Teamwork makes the
20.
dream work.
It goes. How much damage can you do?
He can do 7 cold damage, and his movement speed is reduced by 10 till the start of my next turn.
Ooh, okay.
So he just kind of like, he just kind of launches a little bit of a frozen streak at him, right at the knees.
You notice that like one of those ice shards like really looks like it embedded like right underneath his like right above his knee, like where the knee connects to the hamstrings.
And then
he's like
Fennec just
really
yell out,
limp.
"Wait, where you going in such a hurry? Come back, we just want to talk." Matt, go get him.
I intend to.
And that is the end of his turn.
Sweet. Mech. Mechanical, eco-friendly combat
Helper.
helper. Homie.
Remember the helper.
No, I'm gonna call him Homie from now.
The combat homie, man, wherever you need me.
That's what we're trying to do. We're trying to help her. She's being dragged away.
Alright, so, and it's just the one dude, right? Just the one guy carrying her away?
He's still alive?
There is one other thing next to you at the current moment, but yes.
Like
And
a
there is
creature
still the
thing in
shadow.
my way? Oh, a
No,
shadow.
no, he's dead. There is a shadow.
Oh,
Just to remind you.
son of a bitch. Forgot about the shadow again.
Everybody does.
Well, I guess I'm just gonna have to smite him. Okay, I'm gonna hit him. He's within range, right? Yeah, he's within range.
I mean, yeah, he's right next to you.
Let me see if he hits. Oh, I think I botched it. 9.
Where were these rolls last week?
I'm confuzzled. I want to chase the guy. I want to hit the shadow.
Should have just went after him. Just checking one thing. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Alright, that's... I'm not going to run. I'm going to stand my ground. That'll be the end of my turn.
You know. But Yami, as you're running forward, you kind of don't notice that behind like one of the rocks next to you, a dark apparition kind of like lunges a hand out at you. Now he does have disadvantage, which really bones things up. And you're able to go like, "Ooh, get off me!" As you see like the dark shadow coming over at you. And it misses his attack. 11. Go ahead, finish him off.
Oh, that's just gracious of you. Levin will try to use this movement to close the distance to the bugbear, and he's gonna take a couple of shots with his hand crossbow.
Right on, right on.
Seconds. Wants me to select a target.
Select this guy down here. This mechanical-looking thing. Oh, so you might not be able to select it because he's off-screen. Sorry. So
No, that's fine.
Just go. If you just roll it, I can. Yeah, we can fill all that in.
Alright, 27.
Shapow! And if you roll anything higher than a 1,
10 points of pierce.
you got him. Describe the finishing blow.
I mean, there's not much to it. He's running away. It's going right between his shoulder blades. Unless the person's in the way, then it's going a little lower. Probably in his spine.
How would a bugbear, kind of like with his like big arms and everything? Yeah, he kind of like it would be like over like one of the shoulders, and so like yeah, you could get like kind of like in the lower middle. I'd definitely say the spine and all that jazz. Right in the middle of the shoulder blade might be a bit dangerous of a shot.
He's a big guy. I'm sure he could take it. Oh wait, he's dead.
Yeah, I was going to say he's dead, and also you're a pretty good shot, right?
I would hope so.
Who's to say? With that, you notice that his body, like he goes like, with his full head of steam, he goes like, doom, knees hit first, and then face plants onto the dirt. Mira kind of like landing, like not like totally underneath him, but like half of her body is kind of like covered up a little bit.
She's probably going to need help, especially since the shadow was striking her earlier. But
Maybe?
Levin's going to continue moving towards.
Right on. I'll just move her here. Oops, wrong button. I'll just move her here so she's on map, so you guys can see kind of what direction she was there. There we go. Cool. We can end combat!
Huzzah!
Got him.
Because after that round, the shadow will dissipate and like try to run away.
And she doesn't look good, right?
Well, someone will have to go up and investigate her, quite frankly.
I
Have
can do
medicine
that.
proficiency. Well, yeah. I also have I have medicine proficiency as well. Does anyone else have it?
No, but I have magic hands.
Oh, never mind then.
I
Do
do,
that.
but you said there was goblins that attacked me on the way over, right? I remember that. Something, what happened? Like something swung at or something happened to me, like when I was got attacked by something, but I managed to dodge it.
Yeah, no, he it left as soon as like the last goblin was killed.
Okay,
Like,
alright, I just wanted to make sure. Oh, you're good.
It ran away. It was
So
like,
he ran away. I'm gonna go help the others.
yeah.
Just run up to the others, like, oh, what happened? Is she alright?
No, I can heal if she's hurt, but if anyone's better identifying what's wrong with her, that would be better.
I thought you said who's better at healing. I was gonna say me, but alright.
No, I can heal it. I just don't like. If you have a better way of seeing what's wrong with her, I could do the rest.
I know what you said. I was just saying I was better. I'm sorry.
Sarah pushes past him. Stop. chatting like this. Let me have a look at it.
Yeah.
And
What does your medical like check kind of look like? Just so that I can kind of get an idea of what you're doing. We can all get an idea of what you're doing visually when you're checking her out.
it's
She's
not
like extremely weak. She's like almost in a passed out state, but she's lucidly conscious or barely lucid. I think that's the word.
I mean, it's a lot of like. Cyrus didn't go to school to learn medicine, so it's like all the stuff she's picked up while living on the street, like home remedies, like little mnemonic devices to remember like diagnoses, like herbal remedies that you can find in the city. Like if you mix this particular pile of refuse with this mushroom, you get a healing poultice. So it's like that, and the basics, check temperature and pulse and breathing. So
yeah, always remember head tilt, guys. Ear to the mouth. Look at the chest for CPR. There's your fun fact for the day.
Saving lives with D&D.
If Levin has a moment to approach, he's going to try to get Ceres's attention, and he's pulling a healing potion out of his pouch. Here.
Do you want me to roll my medicine check?
Please. Please do that, and do the medicine check. And I guess the healing potion doesn't need a medicine check, but give me that.
Well, I'm gonna wait until Ceres is done, because if she's conscious but unable to drink.
I am checking her pulse by wrapping my hands around her throat and squeezing, but I can't seem to find it.
Wake up!
No matter how hard I squeeze, I cannot find her pulse. This is weird.
Ceres, here. And he's gonna gesture with the potion towards her.
Well, hold on to that. That costs money.
And you've had a moment to check on her. Is she going to... Is she stable?
If I look at her, does it look like if I cast a healing spell on her, she'll get better? I rolled a 1. I don't know shit.
You could just cast.
Yeah, I'm just gonna cast the healing, cure wounds on her.
There seems to be a body.
There we go. This I can do. So, 8 healing.
Okay.
As soon as Levin sees you are manipulating things to use magic, he's gonna just put the potion right back into his pouch. You seem to have a handle of it.
I do alright.
So, she comes like a little bit more too. However, after like a couple moments, she says, I just feel so tired. And like, she tries like push herself up, but she has like trouble even kind of like putting her weight into the ground and everything with her arm to stand up.
Levin's gonna offer a hand and a shoulder to help her get up.
Yeah, and when you pick her up off the ground, and you feel like her whole weight like just sink into you, as if she's like carrying like a fraction of her weight, if even.
Picking up a cat that doesn't want to move. Great.
I suppose I owe you a thank you.
Let's see to the rest of the camp, yes?
And you guys are off unless you have anything else you want to do right there.
Yeah, Levin is not strong. He is going to require assistance to help her back.
I should ask for a strength check.
I'll help you, buddy. I'll help you.
Well, at this point, like, he's got her set up for a ranger roll, but he can't move forward with her and carry her at the same time.
Yeah,
Just give me her. I'll carry her like a baby.
he'll set up for the fireman's carry transfer for Mech then.
Fennec is going to look at the 3 dead bodies in his vicinity.
Go for it. Yeah. Give me any sort of like kind of search roll or investigation or perception if you would like. Just want to, because you'll find certain things for sure. Certain things though might be hidden a little bit more than
That's
others.
an 18.
Great. So, one of the things you definitely notice is on the bugbear that grabbed her. You notice that there's like a slip of paper that's folded up.
Okay.
And when you unfold it, you see that it's a picture of her. And then there's like a little note like scrawled in the very bottom of the thing, and it says "Bring to Temple." And yes, goblin spelled the like "bring" and then the number 2 temple. Just in case anybody's wondering.
So it's short, like child, like almost like a child wrote it, like goblin style.
Yeah, you know.
Illiterate shorthand.
So, whoa. That's how I also might write a note.
Okay.
That's like fast texting.
You also find like about you find like a little bit of gold, not much on them. And of course, I think your eyes might be perked by the gold braid on the one hobgoblin.
Okay.
So you can take that if you like. It is not made of gold. It is just gold colored. In case you were thinking about that or
Fool's gold.
about it.
Okay.
Or just plated.
How much,
Or plated.
roughly how much gold would he have found?
Oh, you found about like 30. Nothing like serious with these guys, and some of it is like even accumulated like silver. So like like 100 silver, like 20 gold, something like that.
Okay. But in a total of 30 gold and
Yeah,
whatever. Okay.
You got. I imagine Fennec going around like shifting through everybody's pockets.
Yep.
Like the little gobbo he is, and trying to find every little, searching their little boot crevices and everything.
And he's not even being subtle about it.
Oh, I bet.
Whipping
Mind
their
you, some of
leg
the
up.
other refugees are doing the same thing.
He
They're-
would be subtle about the letter or the note or the paper, but not the gold. He's not ashamed of looting the bodies for material.
Of course.
So he will actually try to slip the slip of paper away into his pouch
Yeah.
and save it for another time. And he's done. He's good. All right. We'll split this up when we get back to camp.
Anyone else? Anything in particular?
Mech, you have melee, right?
Yeah.
Alright. Levin's gonna tell Mech, I'm gonna do a quick perimeter and make sure there's nobody else around. When he's going to do that perimeter, but he's also gonna start gathering whatever bolts that he used and try to see which ones are still usable. From this battle and the one prior.
Yeah. I think you get like half at least? Or
Yeah.
Is there... Yeah. I think you get like at least half. I don't remember.
But he's
There's
gonna
like-
go out and do a perimeter check to make sure that there are no other additional hostiles.
Right on. Yeah, totally. Go ahead and do the perception or investigation, depending on what you do. You'll get a slightly different answer.
Yeah, I'm just 20 on the perception check.
Cool.
And Levin, while you're out there, just see if anyone else is alive. That's supposed to be security, and let them know we're probably going to rest for the rest of the day.
I'll get a head count.
That too.
Yeah, I'd help see who else is alive as well.
Right on. So, Levin, as you're doing the perception check, you're going to notice not much is going on. Every so often, you kind of get the feeling that you're being like washed a little bit, but it's almost feels more to you of a feeling than like seeing anything in particular. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes sense. It's going to take some time for him to gather everything up and to get a head count on anyone who's been felled.
Yeah.
So he'll take some time before he gets back to the group.
Cool. The rest of the sorry, what were you saying again? I kind of missed a little bit of it.
He's just doing a perimeter sweep, getting whatever usable bolts. It will take him some time before he...
Oh no, I mean Yami and Saris. I missed
Gotcha.
they started talking at right when we were about to say your thing. I
10
just wanted to make sure we got everybody finished off.
I cannot remember if I was going to say anything.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just helping Levin with to see who was still alive and who needed assistance.
Okay. You know, it's there's like some like folk that were injured in the battle and everything that you could totally help with, especially if you got like healing spells or anything.
Yeah, I got a healing word, so if anybody needs it that's still alive, I'll heal them. Yeah,
Right
total.
on. Yeah. All right. With that, you guys kind of like get back up towards like the main group, and Ramos comes sauntering over to you guys and I shouldn't say sauntering, like comes over to you guys in like a quickened pace and says, "Well, we finished everything back here."
We finished everything up there.
Back here. I know you all did a great work up at the front, but I want to make sure that we're all taken care of back here. Everything. Looks like you got everything under control to me.
For the most part. But I don't know how many casualties we have, so we'll see.
We still have a ways to go, so best keep our eyes peeled.
That we do. So I say we're gonna take the tally. We're gonna get ourselves all picked up and ready to go. We'll be getting a move on here shortly.
What time of day is it?
It's around noon. I figure we need to move out of here and get out of this ravine and pass before anything else might happen. You don't want these kind of goblins to pick up back a number.
Yeah, but we killed the ball, so we shouldn't have anything to worry about.
Takes like a drag and then blows the smoke out. Kill the ones that you saw. There's probably more up there. I get everybody up, head on out.
Let's get whoever we can ambulatory and let's get moving.
What's his demeanor like? I mean, does he actually look like he's in a rush, or... Alright, let me just... I'm trying to feel if... Like, how is he really feeling towards this? Like, not to say like he did it, and I'm trying to see if...
A vibe check?
Yeah, kind of in a way. Like, does he feel like he's trying to rush this? Like, does it seem weird? Like, is he like rushing and nervous because something didn't go right? Or
Why don't you give me an insight check?
fantastic, you can do one of those.
You're proficient in it.
I am.
Can I help him?
How would you help him?
So I'm gonna before he like kind of does anything. I'm gonna kind of call him like, ask him if there's like a temple around here. See how he reacts.
Okay.
I'll tell you later.
Okay, I don't. Where are we headed again? Are we? I know it's like a little town that we have. Is there any kind of like shrines or temples on the way there? And then I'll
There's
vibe check them.
yeah, the that question isn't gonna so much help you with that, but the 14 he seems concerned about the situation, and that again that he's not giving off any sort of air of insincerity.
Okay.
He wants to get everybody out of here as quickly and efficiently as possible. Worried, as he said, that like there's probably more of them around in the area, and they could be coming back now at either later in the evening or very shortly and try something again. You just like you don't know.
Fair. Okay. Either way, he's concerned. All right.
Yeah, I mean you don't know in the sense of like you don't know what the situation might pop up next. You guys were just ambushed. Yeah, 11's.
I know we definitely need a rest.
11's
All
probably
need a rest.
just starting to get back from his patrol, I imagine, and everything. And so, he hasn't been able to necessarily give you the full report of what he found right at this second. To your question of the temple, after Mech kind of sizes him up and everything, takes a big drag, thinks for a moment. It's like, well, there's a rumor of this 7 caves up in the hills here. There's somewhere up, and he points with a cigar over in those yonder mountains. I don't know if that's what it is, but that would be the only thing I ever heard of.
It abandoned and old, or still being used?
I mean, I can't ever imagine anybody using that thing. But again, we just come through this pass just as a matter of convenience. Can't say I would ever try to go up deeper into the hills.
Fair. Yeah, sometimes the boy, he needs a little religion. I don't know. It's something to get him straight.
I hear ya. They do have some ancient tales about that cave and everything. Apparently, it's ancient as everything. But let's get on that in the evening. All right, let's pack up. Let's get out of here. Help out any way you can. All right, please. I definitely owe y'all great gratitude for this. Come find me later tonight, and I'll give you one of the cigars. Some of the good brandy I've been stashing.
Ooh, come in.
Fair enough. Do you have any hats, by the way?
He kind of looks at you and it's like, son, I only got the hat on my head.
How does this hat look?
A good cowboy hat.
It's a pretty donut hat.
Good 10-gallon.
I'm drawing a blank. A solid tan cowboy hat kind of style.
Good
Not
use to me, Sam.
not the one that sticks up straight. Lower profile and all that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll buy a hat off you.
Son, you couldn't pay me. You couldn't spend all the gold in Eberron to buy this one from me. And he goes walking off to go excuse me, I have to go help out with the rest of the folk.
Good try. Good try.
You were just
I'll find my hat one day.
From somebody else? I don't get it.
I don't know. A hat's a hat.
Oh, one
I'm
day.
gonna buy it from somebody else. I could have bought it from him. His hat was pretty cool, but
One day you'll get that hat, maybe after this break. That's what we call a transition, guys.
While our players take a brief break, check out playersoftherealms.com, and if you need dice and other things like that, check out dicelegion.com and use product code POTR to get 10% off of your purchase while simultaneously supporting us here at Players of the Realms. Also, be sure to check us out on YouTube and Spotify. If you would like to support us, check us out on Patreon as well. All the links are able to be found on playersoftherealms.com. While you're there, check out our wonderful merchandise. We are in the process of adding more, so keep an eye out. Patreon subscribers receive a discount on all purchase, so while on the store it's more incentive to help support our wonderful cast. While our players take a brief break, check out playersoftherealms.com, and if you need dice and other things like that, check out dicelegion.com and use product code POTR to get 10% off of your purchase while simultaneously supporting us here at Players of the Realms. Also, be sure to check us out on YouTube and Spotify. If you would like to support us, check us out on Patreon as well. All the links are able to be found on playersoftherealms.com. While you're there, check out our wonderful merchandise. We are in the process of adding more, so keep an eye out. Patreon subscribers receive a discount on all purchase, so while on the store it's more incentive to help support our wonderful cast. While our players take a brief break, check out playersoftherealms.com, and if you need dice and other things like that, check out dicelegion.com and use product code POTR to get 10% off of your purchase while simultaneously supporting us here at Players of the Realms. Also, be sure to check us out on YouTube and Spotify. If you would like to support us, check us out on Patreon as well. All the links are able to be found on playersoftherealms.com. While you're there, check out our wonderful merchandise. We are in the process of adding more, so keep an eye out. Patreon subscribers receive a discount on all purchase, so while on the store it's more incentive to help support our wonderful cast. While our players take a brief break, check out playersoftherealms.com, and if you need dice and other things like that, check out dicelegion.com and use product code POTR to get 10% off of your purchase while simultaneously supporting us here at Players of the Realms. Also, be sure to check us out on YouTube and Spotify. If you would like to support us, check us out on Patreon as well. All the links are able to be found on playersoftherealms.com. While you're there, check out our wonderful merchandise. We are in the process of adding more, so keep an eye out. Patreon subscribers receive a discount on all purchase, so while on the store it's more incentive to help support our wonderful cast. While our players take a brief break, check out playersoftherealms.com, and if you need dice and other things like that, check out dicelegion.com and use product code POTR to get 10% off of your purchase while simultaneously supporting us here at Players of the Realms. Also, be sure to check us out on YouTube and Spotify. If you would like to support us, check us out on Patreon as well. All the links are able to be found on playersoftherealms.com. While you're there, check out our wonderful merchandise. We are in the process of adding more, so keep an eye out. Patreon subscribers receive a discount on all purchase, so while on the store it's more incentive to help support our wonderful cast. While our players take a brief break, check out playersoftherealms.com, and if you need dice and other things like that, check out dicelegion.com and use product code POTR to get 10% off of your purchase while simultaneously supporting us here at Players of the Realms. Also, be sure to check us out on YouTube and Spotify. If you would like to support us, check us out on Patreon as well. All the links are able to be found on playersoftherealms.com. While you're there, check out our wonderful merchandise. We are in the process of adding more, so keep an eye out. Patreon subscribers receive a discount on all purchase, so while on the store it's more incentive to help support our wonderful cast. While our players take a brief break, check out playersoftherealms.com, and if you need dice and other things like that, check out dicelegion.com and use product code POTR to get 10% off of your purchase while simultaneously supporting us here at Players of the Realms.
And welcome back, everybody. So just as a reminder, go visit our sponsors page over at dicelegion.com and use the code down in the doobly-doo to go get a bonus off. It'll help you and it'll help the channel. So make sure to go and use that promo code in that connection site. Also, down in the doobly-doo is a site for our little, website with all of our merch and everything else. We just got that updated and everything. Go get Mech on a mug. Go get Fennec on a different blanket or something I hear that we got. And get decked out in the Players of the Realm gear.
Gobbo Cuddles.
Who wouldn't love that?
Yep, all that players at the realm.com. Players of the Realms.
And it is down in the doob. So go use that go use those links for Dice Legion in there. Get all your gear and you're ready to rock and roll. Alright, well, we just left off. It's about to be nightfall. And you guys have managed to help out with some of the refugees getting healed up and everything. Now it's getting late. Not that late. Actually, what am I doing? I have a cool map of the whatever. And so what would you guys like to do in this evening time? Anything in particular? Or would you like us to just kind of carry on?
Fennec will actually, since he's according to the map, he's actually sitting next to the person he's looking for. Fennec will kind of scooch over on his log towards Levin. And he goes, "Hey, I found something that I kept to myself till now."
Levin's gonna turn towards Fennec, take a drag off his remaining cigarette.
He will pull out the slip of paper and hand it to you. "What do you make of this?"
And he's gonna take a brief look at it. Well, it's poor handwriting. But bring to temple. And a quick check. There's also a physical description, or is it a actual depiction of the melee?
Picture. It is a what do you want to call it? Like yellow paper with then like the kind of like what is that called? Sepia tone?
Yeah.
So parchment.
Like the yellow kind of like with the black and everything. Yeah. It's that kind of like coloring of it.
What do you think they want with her? Because she was the one that was attacked.
Profile shot, like.
If I'm remembering correctly, she was attacked earlier as well.
Yeah. Should we talk to her? Because I know when we last talked, she didn't want to talk. Now I think we need her to talk.
Or it's business that we don't need to know. There's... The delicate way of handling this would be to bring this up with anyone who's doing guard details. Less delicate would be confronting the man in charge, talking to Ramos about it.
Da-da-da-da.
I'd say talk to the rest of the group and see where their heads are at.
Sounds
There's
good.
no use being split on this.
All right.
And he's gonna hand the paper back.
And he rolls it back up, puts it in his pocket.
Cool,
How are you
cool.
holding up?
How am I holding up?
Yeah, Levin's asking Fennec.
Oh, little tired. The little, shindig from earlier kind of left me drained. But it was fun.
Alright, let's just don't overtax things. If you can't make a decision, I'd say sleep on it.
I would love some sleep.
Rest of the group's over there, and he's gonna gesture towards the other half.
Oh no, he's just gonna lay down right where he is on the log.
This close to the fire. You're gonna be okay?
I'll be fine.
Here, then I'll take that from you if you don't mind.
You
That
he's
taking,
gonna-
definitely sounds good.
taking the slip of paper?
And Levin's gonna hoof over to Mech.
Okay.
Mech. And approaching Mech, what is he seeing right now?
He's just sitting there watching the fire, kind of polishing his equipment. Just kind of periodically looking over at Ceres as she probably glares at him. What's up? What do you
Mech.
need?
Your traveling companion, Fennec, he found this on someone. And he's
Really?
gonna push the paper.
Yeah, he finds a lot of things on people. It's funny
think
how
you
that
should
works.
I think you should take a look.
Bring her to Cat Temple.
The point being is that she was specifically targeted. Meaning, whoever signed off on this knew she was going to be with our group and knew when we were coming.
Mm-hmm. And then made a second attempt.
And they might make a third.
Oh, I think they will. Honestly, I don't trust Ramos. He doesn't seem right.
Well, he is the man in charge. If someone under him is coordinating things to be like this, do you think we should inform Ramos?
No, not really. I think we should keep it between us. Besides, it's our job to protect everybody, even if it's from the person that hired us.
There's merit in that. But what if it's not Ramos? I don't
Well-
see him as coordinating things all too well.
No, but he can be a good middleman. He has lackeys. It
And if
might
that's
not
the
be
case-
him, but he might know who's the one that wants it, and he's just orchestrating everything. I don't know, I just kind of get the vibe.
My idea is that this was too... What's the word I want to look for? Overt. If you want to sneak someone away, you would do so under night, cover of darkness, during a sandstorm, during such things. So you would have someone who's already installed nab and run. You wouldn't send effectively a strike force to go get one person.
Oh, you're right. This was out of desperation.
I'm not sure it's desperate, but it's definitely lacking in finesse.
But the first time was. The first time was struck at night.
By a creature that most people wouldn't have any hope of controlling.
Well, coincidence there was one here now.
Remember, there was a secondary victim. If you remember Harold.
I could believe in coincidences, I just don't trust them.
The point of concern that I'm having is there was a shadow around during that encounter, and we didn't catch it in our sweep, which means that whoever attacked us brought it with them, or it was placed in our path deliberately.
One more setback. Well, she's clearly important for something, so we need to keep an eye on her.
Fennec was of a mind to potentially harass and get answers.
He's usually a little hot-headed.
Well, not so much hot-headed, but more of... He seems to want to have his input appreciated. And he does have a point.
Fair enough.
I'll leave that with you. I'm gonna go back to rest. If you would inform the rest.
I will. I'm gonna keep me out of watch this night. I'm gonna stay. Alia, what was her name? I'm sorry.
Melee for the
Melee.
target
That was it. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'll.
I didn't know if you meant like one of the other traveling companions you were with or not. Sorry.
No, the one. The one that were.
And Mech, it's better if you inform the other two, because neither of them seem to trust me with any regard outside of things that I can give them.
Yeah, they think you're a narc.
Still don't know what that means.
Law enforcement.
No, I gathered from the context, but if you'll excuse me. And he's gonna go back to his log.
Mike's just gonna shrug. One day you'll get it.
Is it frog? I don't know the words.
The shame I do, actually.
Cyrus, anything you're particularly doing, or shall I push you guys a little bit with some questioning a little bit?
I mean, Cyrus is more or less just chilling and probably actually looking up at the sky, just quietly pondering things.
Making those constellations. Actually, how many coins are you counting in the sky right now?
How many stars? How many stars are? She's what is she? There it is.
But well, does anybody want to press any questions to anybody tonight, or would you guys want to hold that off on like a later traveling day or something?
So Mech, you would have told us all about the whole situation going on, right?
Yeah. I would have came up to you and Saris and let you guys know what we found, and she might be a threat.
Who, Melee or Ramos?
Melee. Oh yeah, and I don't trust Ramos neither.
It's hard to believe that the woman being forcibly kidnapped twice now is the threat.
I don't think she is. I just don't think
anyone's
she
a
knows
threat
much.
at this point.
My second question: does anybody go to have cigars and brandy with Ramos?
No.
Nah, I don't think so.
No. I see a lot of head shakings of no.
I mean, Cyrus isn't going to go alone, so no.
Nope. Fennec is laying lengthwise on the log, like arms draped on the sides, just snoring.
Okay.
I'm staying up for watch. Well, as long as I can for first watch or whatever. We're taking watches.
There's like a whole order, with being multiple guards and everything. So.
I'll take middle watch. I'm gonna stay up for a post, just to see everybody they're doing.
All right. Well, everything passes pretty uneventfully. In that evening, you guys get up the next day.
Long.
You guys get a long rest. Yeah. Go ahead and make that little thing on the doodad. and go ahead and refill your stat blocks and all that stuff. I know you guys have abilities. So.
And level
Can
4?
Can I can I do one thing before the morning? Because I was gonna stay with Melina for the rest of the night. Melee. Horrible name. Sorry.
It's Melee. First of all,
I'm gonna stay with the target, and she still looks all like jacked up, right?
She's not like jacked up in that sense, but she's physically exhausted.
Okay.
And so she's been like sleeping the entire time that you are with. Like, are you basically just like hanging out outside her tent or something like that?
For the most part, yeah. But there'd be a time where I'd go in and check on her, and I just want to try something. I don't know if it will help or do anything, but it's something. If with my lay on hands, I can get rid of 5 points. It's 5 HP to cure a disease or neutralize a poison effect on a creature. So it's just like I wanted to give one last ditch effort and just see if it'll be helpful.
Yeah. She's still sleeping though. You know,
Fair enough.
The effects, yeah, like if it helped, tough to say at the moment. You know, she's been like knocked out since like the very get-go. However, give me a perception check real quick.
8.
You're looking over her, and like when you're doing the lay on hands, you're doing your thing, and then suddenly you hear like a loud stick snap behind you. And then when you go outside, you see some like you know, maybe you're kind of like at the ready-ish. You notice that there's like a refugee that was like walking by.
Get some Stone Edge.
Some of you guys sound like it. You are. That's certainly for sure. But the rest of the evening passes uneventful. Otherwise, unless anyone else has anything else they want to mention or try to do. And you guys wake up. Mech, as you're sitting outside of the door, you eventually hear like the flap of the like door open, and you notice that Mei Li comes walking out. She looks like a little bit tired and everything, as if like, you know, maybe they're like very hungover and they just had like a terrible night's sleep and they're still really like out of it. But overall, she's walking, you know, a little bit clumsier than usual, but up and at it. Anyone else have any little morning routines, or can we head off onto the road? We got a long way to travel.
Theris is probably just, you know, for the safety of the people, gonna see if she can liberate some of their wealth to secure it for them.
The poor refugees.
They can afford to leave. They can afford to leave the city. They're doing all right.
It's free to walk away from the city.
They actually aren't paying to be walked away from the city.
They're being corralled.
They're being helped.
They're being ushered away. If you can
just do the acorns and the grains from their pockets. I don't think they have anything.
There's wagons, there's tents, there's food.
There is no wagons, remember. The wagons burned.
There's tents, there's guards. The guards have weapons and armor. There's
the guards. You know what? The guards, I would totally say you would not feel guilty pickpocketing, probably, because they're being paid something probably equitable to you.
I don't think she feels guilty.
Really want to be pickpocketing refugees, though. I don't know. Like,
I think guilt is a secondary concern for her.
She's gonna grab acorns, some grain of rice.
I'm just posing that question, you know, as the moral DM, maybe.
Yeah, I get that. I mean,
don't care. I don't want to rob the poor people.
I mean, she would start with the guards, but if it turns out to be slim pickings, she might move on to the refugees to see what else she can find.
Yeah.
Because Saris, I mean, she doesn't want to kill anyone. She doesn't want to maim people or torture them, but she does like to acquire coin.
I thought Fennec was bad.
Give me
At least Fennec waits till they're dead.
For good cause.
So let's have a little bit of fun with that then. Give me, would you want to do like an insight or some sort of check like that, or you can again use the perception to try to find a mark, and then a sleight of hand
I
if you
think
would
I
like
want to. I would like to scope out the best mark that I can find.
Because you
from-
can do this over multiple days. Remember, it's not like you have to do it right this second.
No. Saris is Saris knows how to play a long game. Yes.
I'm just saying, I'll give you somebody if you want to do the long game. Give me an insight check or a perception check. Maybe you'll notice something good.
Okay. Perception. Here goes nothing. This is what she does. I rolled a 22.
It's like, yeah, this is when you get the good rolls, of course. When it's not combat or something like life
Yeah.
threatening.
When I need, quote unquote, to steal from people, I'm good at it.
Asleep for the work, but awake for the money.
Exactly.
Need, huh?
Always need.
Money, 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 money.
This is the monkey wrench I like to throw at my DMs.
Steal from
Oh, believe
everybody.
me, it's all good. So you notice that there's been a bard going around camp, getting a lot of tips.
Is it
she's-
the bard?
No,
Okay.
this is a half elf woman. You've picked up that her name is Ileana Odrin, and you're not quite sure what her deal is necessarily. I don't know if you've talked. You haven't talked to her up front. But you picked up that she's a pretty well-connected bard. She's got she's a really fancy lute that she's been stringing around the camp, and her clothing is very posh is one word that you might use for it. Or sorry, fetch is for any Mean Girls fans out there.
Ah, I get it.
Yeah.
That's so fetch. I hate her.
Remember, Saris, we wear pink on Wednesdays.
Yes, we do.
I'm
Always.
going to put dirt all over her.
So there you go. You notice that she plays a lot during the evening times. Some music and everything else like that. Whoops! I did something funny right there on my little thingamadoo. Yeah, so that would be your biggest mark at the moment that you've noticed. There's some other of the guards that look like they're pretty they're doing well-ish, but most of them aren't they're being probably paid as close to your fee that you're getting, and maybe a couple of them have done this a couple of times. You get the sense that they actually blow a lot of their money when they get back to Rome. They get their money, they as they go there, they get back, they blow it all, they do the trip back again and everything.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's gonna be the bard's my main target. So
And of course, Ramus, you probably notice, has a good amount of money too. Now, is it all on hand? Who's to say?
actually, I think I'm gonna have two long-term projects. One is divest wealth from this bard, and the other is to go through Ramos's stuff.
Very good. I like the idea.
So yeah.
With that, we go to a little travel montage. The Lord of the Rings soundtrack kicks in the background. You see everybody kind of walking through the hills. I don't want to hum too much of the song, or else we'll get hit with a copyright ping, probably.
Yes.
You like 10 seconds. That's about it.
Yeah,
I look
that's all you get.
Cyrus will look over at Fennec and just say, "Share the load."
Okay, you got me.
That's something else.
On any of the dates, so this is a kind of like a larger scale thing. You guys have about like you guys learned that you have about 3 days left to get to the new Siri. And so during that time, is there anything in particular that you guys want to like knock out of the way while you're doing the traveling? Talk to anybody? I imagine this is when Saris is going to do her big score. Anything else that you guys might want to try to do? Oh, bing, bing, boom, bam, bam.
If Melania is
I Lee. It's like any good name. You have to have it in 2 parts.
If Melania was if she's feeling better, maybe we can ask her a few things. Not interrogate her, Fennec.
Go ahead.
Ask her a few things.
Never was going to interrogate. I was going to leave that up to you. Look at me. I'm too cute.
I think it was Cyrus on that sense of torture and maiming.
Give me a little brief about how you approach and how you ask the question, or any specific way that you ask it, and then we can kind of determine from there.
I would come up with an amazing breakfast. I go wander off, make the best omelet ever.
Right. Cooking thing.
Are you gonna just make it for yourself?
I don't need it. I'm just gonna make it for the sick one. I don't want to feed any of y'all. I don't want any of y'all to know, because then you'll just make me do it every day.
Yes.
What else are you gonna do? What's the point of making good omelets if you don't get tired?
I get tired. You won't see, you won't appreciate it. You'll just make me. I'll be a breakfast fridge now.
Basically, on the day after, like the traveling and everything, following day, she still kind of is like she's picking up her strength and everything. You notice when you go to give her this omelet, and she does accept it. And she says, "Well, this is 2 times I should say thanks to you. I really do appreciate what y'all did for me back there."
No problem. They're just doing our job. You feeling better?
Yeah, thanks. Just that thing just sucks the strength right out of you. It's tough to pick back up. It feels like I just get a little bit back each day, though.
That's why I brought you some breakfast. You need to eat. We still got a couple more days.
Thanks. Hopefully I'll be able to repay the favor soon enough to you.
No, don't worry. It's you could help if you know anything on why they keep targeting you. Any reason why you're so special?
She shifts her eyes a little bit. Sometimes I think that it's nothing, and you notice that she like reverts back to eating her breakfast as she kind of like glances up and away and everything else.
Oh, nothing, you say? Well,
thank you.
I think it's something, and I think you're hiding something.
You notice her eyes kind of like narrow and like fixate on you a little bit.
Oh, so I touched a nerve.
It's like, what would you know, you little...
Go ahead. Say
anyway.
It. You're thinking it. Say it out loud.
She puts like the plate down and walks away back into the tent.
So if it's nothing, why do I have this? And he's going to open the piece of paper.
He doesn't see it.
Oh, here's who's following. He is.
Oh,
No,
okay.
no,
If
you're not.
following, yeah.
I will definitely try to stop him.
Do you try to stop him or do you stop him?
Well, it's not a definite in this game. If he would like to go and follow her, I would
He can
like to
certainly
stop him.
try to stop.
Yeah.
I think that let's play like this. Beck, you go to reach on his shoulder, and like Fennec sounds pretty determined at this point to get some answers. And so he shrugs you off maybe a little bit and pushes his way into the tent. And as you're holding up the little piece of paper to her, she like whips around and looks at it. It's like looks a little bit startled at you too. And Mech, you come in just shortly after seeing him like holding up the paper and everything to her.
And he's going to hold the paper and he's going to like literally just go right in for it. And he's just going to ask her point blank, directly looking in her eyes, like, how many more people need to die because of you?
Look. I hear you.
Do you? You keep walking away.
What they're after here, I think, is they're after this. And she turns around real fast, and it's almost like she's gonna moon you. But she doesn't actually moon you all the way. And you notice that like right over her like left like hip, like right about where the like right where your hip bone is sitting at, you notice that there is a festering kind of like mark sitting on her back. And it looks like somebody like took a knife into her back and everything and carved something into there. And it's just like almost has some pus into it, and it still almost has like, it looks like it's about to start bleeding at any moment, but it's not.
I just realized writing pussy on my notes did not come out exactly how I was thinking.
That
It came out like you were thinking.
Yeah.
sounds pretty gross, but
Would I recognize any of the marks or the mark itself?
Give me an Arcana check. And let me fix the description on that. Both of you can do it, or whoever's else in the tent, and then I'll give you a little bit more. We'll figure that'll base the description there.
Do something better. 16.
A 5.
So you've seen a similar sort of thing typically with the Dragon Mark houses, but none of theirs look like this. Typically theirs have like a very magical aura kind of vibe to it. They look very clean, and they're in a very like public-y kind of place. This looks weird to you two.
And when were you planning on bringing this up?
I would never bring it up to any of y'all unless this really was necessary. She's like, flips back up, like her belt line and everything.
Wait, can I get another look?
No, you can't.
Also, that looks infected.
Well, I've been doing just fine my whole life, so why don't you worry about something else, okay?
Well, unfortunately, we have to worry about you because you're the number one target here.
Yeah, number one target, this and that. Anyways, as soon as we get to this job, as soon as we finish this one, I'll probably be taking off then if this is drawing so much heat to myself.
Wait, I'm sorry. Did you say since you were a child?
Yeah. What about it?
That's how
So
long
I'm
you've
done
had
with
that
this.
mark?
Yeah. What of it?
It's Listen, we're just trying to help you. It might seem insignificant, but that's there for. I don't
hear
know why.
you. Why don't you help me out by leaving me alone for a little while, all right?
Okay. One more
Oh,
thing.
no, you're not just going to take off.
How was the omelet?
Average at best.
Oh. You know, the next time they come and take you, I'm gonna let them.
He's more
Walk out.
You hear it in the background as you as the flap closes behind you. It needs more pepper.
Cultured swine.
No, she's right. It does need some pepper at times.
No one asked you. No.
Oh, you're right.
By the way, that was pretty good back there.
Thank you. Sometimes you just got to be direct with people.
Push and give, yeah. Time for everything.
But DM, you had said that we recognize the marks similar to the dragon marks. Was that for Mech's roll or for because Fennec rolled a 5? You have recognized it?
It would have been about the same for both of you, quite frankly. Mech is more sure, probably in his analysis of it, of like seeing.
Okay.
Maybe he's seen more dragon marks in his time. Whereas, like, you've probably seen one or two, especially when going around like House Orion and some other places like that. However, again, the whole thing with it being like looking different, that's very obvious to both of you in the sense that like none of the dragon marks that you have ever seen before look like that. Just to help fill that gap, you know. Does your character necessarily know all those details?
No.
You know, it is how it is.
I was just trying to figure out how to phrase the question to Mech. Hey, was that a dragon mark that she showed us? It looked something like one, but not anything I've seen.
It's not one of the popular ones. I've never seen it before, but it does look like one. I don't think they brand people neither.
Levin seems to usually know stuff about that. Maybe we could ask him. Maybe get her to show her ass.
Okay, no.
It's the placement.
Yeah, got it. And you're also a teenager.
By your standards.
By your standards too. What do you think? You're an adult?
By goblin standards, yes.
We're going to cut over to one of the other guys for the moment. We'll pick back up in that argument later.
That's one of the shorts.
Yeah. We'll save that for the YouTube shorts. Because we got the other three here also. So Saris, Levin, Yami. I know Saris is probably scoping out her next score.
Yep.
I have no idea what Levin is doing at this point.
Well, it depends on the time of day, really.
Well, again, I pose this question to you guys as a general like traveling montage thing. Is there anything in particular over these 3 or so days that you guys would be particularly pursuing or trying to accomplish?
Lebanon in specific would have been just boring. He would have done pretty much what he was commissioned to do. Keeping watch, keeping people safe, maybe patching things up here or there when somebody else decides that they want to shake things up, but that's really about it.
And maybe combine two things here. So, one of the days, Levin, is you're kind of like going through the patrols and everything. Ramos comes over to you. And Saris, you see Ramos talking to Levin and everything. Like you guys just set up camp maybe like 1 hour ago on day, let's say like 3 or something like that. And he starts talking to, he comes up to Levin, and he says, like, y'all never came over for that smoke and drink. So I figured I'd bring it over for y'all. You want to join me a little bit? And he has like a cup in one hand, a cigar and the 2 cigars in the other, and like a couple of like cups kind of like bandoliered to his like side. How about we all go and enjoy a little bit, huh? We're almost out of the woods here, so let's go have a good time.
Pardon me, sir, but almost
Sounds
out
good
of
to
the
me.
woods.
Could use some downtime.
You'll excuse my candor here, but almost out of the woods means you're still in the woods, and if you don't mind, I'll have to decline specifically.
I won't take no for an answer on this one, sir. You've been strung up tighter than a cat tied by its tail.
Apologies for a second time, but, sir, you haven't seen me strung up.
That might be true, but I gotta say, if I won't press it too much if it's too much of a burden on you. I'll go see your other compatriots with that.
If you
I know
would,
that little one seems always willing to join into the fun and festivities a little bit. I say I could use a little break myself, so.
provided you can get permission from his dad's.
Yes, her father's. Oh, Yami, I heard a yes from you, so let's go on and go have some fun. How about that?
Yeah, I'm down. I don't know about these guys, but I could definitely use some fun.
How did I ever tell you about the time I took on 2 manticores all by myself?
And I'm very interested, like, no, I'd love to hear about this.
Well, that's the time I lost my leg, and it was quite a sight. You should have seen it. It was
I'm gonna have, like,
in the beginning, and it was only down to me. And he starts going on like a long, rambling tale, like with you, like, and he hands you like one of the cigars and everything, and he's like drinking and everything, and you guys start getting into it as you lead him maybe to the rest of the group.
Yep. I'm listening very intently, puffing the whole cigar without even ashing it, like just one whole giant ash. Just yeah, that's amazing. Wow, this guy's freaking great.
Just as a quick aside, if the group is being otherwise engaged, Levin is going to maintain a watch over Meili's tent.
Great. I was actually just going to ask them about that, too. Speaking of. So, Yami and Ramos are going to go try to find the rest of you guys. Who wants to join in and everything? I imagine Saris is not going to join in.
She is not.
I'll join Ramos and Yami if he's coming up and posing all of that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's got a whole bandolier of cups, big old thing of booze. I don't know if Matt can even smoke, can he? Can his thing even draw in air?
He manages to talk.
Yeah, I don't need to
true.
breathe. I don't need to breathe or eat or do any of that, but I can.
That's a question, yeah. Vote in the comments.
All I hear is waste a cigar.
I'm gonna say yes.
You're gonna waste a cigar is all I hear.
Put it on the poll. Can Warforged smoke? Yes or no?
I can taste it. I can enjoy it.
Actually, I think you are the only one who can smoke it.
Let me drop over there, because drop over there. Now is the time. If you are to do, you're noticing it to do anything with Ramos. If this is you've noticed over the last few days, he's been at the tent and everything. This is probably your last chance to probably get into his tent and do something.
Now that we have him distracted.
Yes.
Mm-mm-mm. I'll take a
Uh,
freebie.
She is going to basically. She will actually. Is there a place where she can be sort of out of sight of the camp? Where she can basically. What she wants to do is like take a moment where no one can see her and cast disguise self to make her look like Ramos.
Yes, you could eventually find a place like that.
And she.
Yeah. Good.
And that's basically what she's going to do. She's going to cast disguise self, make herself look like Ramos, and help herself to his tent.
Okay. Very good idea. I totally forgot that you had that ability. I was like, ooh, let's see how she sneaks in. And it's like she just saunters in as him. Okay, well, great, fantastic. I forgot all about magic.
Magic is great.
Yeah.
Makes
go ahead
crime
and give me Go ahead and give me an investigation.
I will.
Bennett, you joining in with them with the boozing and the drinking? Because I was gonna, for funsies, have a Constitution roll for you guys, just to give a little bit of flavor for it.
Yeah, he'll join.
Uh-oh. Levin having fun? Look out.
For being
I'm sorry, Levin having fun? Levin is not part of this drinking and carousing bit.
Yeah,
the only one working.
Almost.
I think the last time Levin had fun was when he was playing cornhole.
Where's Fennec? I'm looking for Fennec. Fennec, where you at? You joining on us or what? You scared?
I'm right under you.
Oh, there you go. Ah, I thought you were scared. Come on. We know you can beat Mech. Let's go.
Oh my god.
He doesn't have any innards.
That's the best part. That's why you gotta try to beat him.
He'll die. But you know he's like a teenager, right?
No, he's not. He's a Dendel.
He's 16.
Why do you keep encouraging this behavior?
I mean,
Jesus Christ.
You gotta toughen him up now.
What kind of parents are these? The fun kind, I guess.
It's been the question of the campaign.
Yeah. So Saris, with that investigation check, when you pop into the room, you kind of like are softly going through the stuff inside, and there isn't like a ton of like bookkeeping necessarily. Is what you're picking up on. Is that might be one thing that is, maybe raises an eyebrow or two. His like he doesn't even seem to have like any books at all, frankly, other than like one of his like journals, it seems like, and then a general like kind of like paper that's like little book that keeps track of like how much money he's getting in and out for doing these like runs back and forth between New Siri and Rome. However, as you're kind of like going through the rest of it, you eventually do find like a small like thing of like a small chest, and as you open it up, you notice that it has like some of his like cigars and everything inside of it.
Mm-hmm.
Grab two.
And there's maybe like about a dozen or so in there. It's a fairly sizable box. Personally, I have no idea how big it is. I guess like about like that big or so, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's about like maybe like a dozen or so in there. And then there's like another bottle of brandy or booze or some sort next to it.
Can I check the inside for like a false bottom or secret compartment?
You can. Go ahead and roll for it.
Okay. I will pray to my goddess again. I'm assuming investigation?
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
I'm adaptable. Whatever you kind of want to have something better to use.
I do have something better to use.
Well, do you have an excuse to use the better roll?
Perception?
I don't really like that.
That's fine. I'll take my 7.
Yeah. No, there's not. The box looks the right dimensions.
Okay. Can I, does he have a bed in here? Is it a cot? Is it sleep? Is like a bedroll?
Yeah, it's a roll.
Okay. Does he have, changes of clothes? Does he have, a clothes bag?
Yeah, there's there's another kind of not like bag, but it's like a duffel,
Mm-hmm.
and it's got a whole heap of clothes, and it is not well organized.
I get that.
You open it is strewn all about. Yeah. It's all the same, by the way, too.
Oh my god. I'm going to dump out his clothes and go through them to see if I can find hidden money pouches or anything.
Yeah. As you're doing it, you notice that a small pouch falls out of the whole thing as you're tossing all the clothes left and right.
I will look and open it up and look inside.
Oh, 30 gold.
I will help myself to half of it.
All right.
And huzzah.
There you go. What a caper. There's no mugs, in case you're wondering.
I figured he doesn't seem like the type to be classy enough to have any.
No. Maybe if he had a house, he would have a decanter or something like that. But unfortunately, not here.
Fair enough. I will unceremoniously cram all his clothes back in the duffel, along with the little pouch, and leave. I will saunter/swagger my way out, smiling to everyone as I pass until I can get out of sight and drop the spell.
Right on, right on. And eventually, the rest of you are, as you're talking to him, he remembers something as you guys are kind of going through stories and maybe you guys are telling him about the time that you guys threw a dude out of a window of a train, and everything. He says, I do remember y'all asking about 7 caves, right? Wasn't that you? Yeah.
That was me.
This is a couple days ago. So I was jogging my memory over the few times, and so look, I know that there's something about they always say it's the draconic prophecy. He kind of waves his hands and everything like that as he goes through it, and he's like, they say that you have to have certain things of the prophecy or something in order to get through the chambers, and then you are able to go through them, and then you find some sort of big old reward at the end of the thing, and one of those classic dungeon things, right?
So it's every other prophecy.
Yeah, it's something related to the draconic prophecy. I don't know.
Wait, so you're saying it has to do with Dungeons and Dragons?
Yeah.
Sounds cool.
What kind of Dungeons and Dragons will this be without a dungeon?
I guess we'll have to roll the dice and find out.
Where's the dragons been even?
The evil dragon, evil prophecy.
This
They
is just
need something.
and at this point. We're just and. But regardless, he back up onto it. He just goes, so you know, they say there's all sorts of tales about it. I don't. Who's to say what is right, what's wrong, what's the tall tales, and what's the right? But they say that you got to have certain bits and pieces already from the prophecy, and then you get into the thing, and it has this big reward, and it's something, the last piece of the puzzle, or something like that. I don't know, or something like it. All I know is that I never heard of somebody go to those caves and come back. And all my buddy said the same thing. Everybody, nobody ever has gone back there and come back alive like that. Hope that gives you your answers. Fennec? Is that it?
Yep. You got it.
Right. Now take another drink and let's get back into the mood, right?
Yeah, I can do that. What is it? What do we got here? Ale, whiskey, wine.
Drinks brandy.
Take it. Never had it.
Well, you've been drinking it this whole time.
Oh, damn. That's good.
Yeah.
So smooth, I forgot I was drinking it.
Yep.
It's the good stuff, man. This is from the
Like, oh, finally, put some hair in your chest. I'm gonna pat Fennec on the back.
Don't you worry about the hair on my chest. You should worry about the hair on your head.
Oh!
My hair's pretty alright. Definitely got more than your chest.
Yeah,
How many? By this point, how many drinks would Fennec have had?
Oh boy.
I'm looking at Mac. Like,
Roll a
yeah, you don't
D1.
got no hair on your chest.
This is the best Zalargo brandy you can get.
Yeah, but my chest is big. It's better than yours.
One.
It's shinier too. What do you put, baby oil on that thing?
It just starts moving his plates up and down.
Fennec, you managed to
Clank, 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 clank.
basically in this couple hours that it's been. Like 2 hours or so.
So I'm sorry. How much?
We only had like 2 drinks or so.
Okay.
Yeah, nothing like serious.
Yeah, I'll take another one.
Good. You guys move along. Night passes relatively uneventfully. Levin, I will give you one question though. With Bailey, do you approach her at all or anything like that, or do you just kind of watch her?
Levin, like, if she comes outside of the tent, she would notice Levin keeping watch, but he's doing it at enough of a distance where it's not like he's listening into her.
Yeah.
But he would make it obvious that he's keeping watch.
Gotcha. At one of the points, you notice, like, as she like kind of like goes around, as you said, she probably would notice. She kind of like gives you a look and then gives you like the finger, and it says like, "You got something that you want to talk or what?"
To be quite frank, I only know that you're a target. Anything else is secondary. And whatever is going on with you is your business. It's not mine.
Yeah, all right. Well, I'll tell you what, that's better than what your buddies were talking about. So, all right. You can keep tabs on me if you need to.
It's only
Nothing
as a
else.
measure of safety.
Yeah.
If anyone's going to make another attempt on you, I would prefer to at least be able to raise an alarm.
You know, she kind of like gives a little sigh. She kind of like, you almost notice like a look, like a brief relief on her before she then goes and like wanders off.
Have a good night.
Thanks. And she waves her hand away.
And Levin's gonna mutter to himself, would have appreciated the lack of obscenities. But...
All right. A couple minutes later, you guys start rolling out on the last day of your travels. And there's New Siri behind Mech over there.
Just playing around with the Discord.
Yeah, like shiny and cyberpunky as ever with a like little ape head and everything in the background.
I feel like I can find some pockets to loot there.
Well, could you jump into that little air car in the back left? You definitely
Of
might
course.
be able to win. So, after a little bit of time, you guys managed to travel out and you crest over one of the hills on the final day. And you see in kind of like the on the rolling hills in front of you is New Siri, whichever way you want to say it. It's not like a terribly big settlement, but it is somewhat sprawling at this point in time. Not like in the sense of like a big city, but the houses are still kind of like, they're not like tight or anything, but they are kind of like spreading slowly out amongst the hillside. Maybe like the main part of the settlement is like a mile by a mile, maybe, if at best, or like maybe half a mile, something like that. 100 soup cans by 100 soup cans, if that helps you guys out. 10 football fields by 10 football fields. And almost looks over to a couple of guys. All right, let's get on in. You guys headed back into the city.
Ain't no refugee camp. That's a city.
As you approach, it is not a city. What was looking like a sprawling settlement is a very dingy situation. A lot of the houses are being upkept by like earthworks, kind of like pushing what is like the wooden timbers up and everything else. These people don't know how to kind of work with this kind of material, it seems like. And the limited like quantities of wood and the availability of the stone and not knowing how to like work with it is making things kind of look not like great. Let's put it like that.
Camp Refugi.
What?
Camp Refugi. Camp Refugee.
It says, from the gauging of it, you're looking at maybe like 1,000 people in here. Just as a kind of like larger meta thing right at the moment. You know, you're looking at like probably like 1,000 people inside of here, including the like not including the group that you're currently bringing in of, you know, not a ton of people.
So it looks like 1,000 people that don't know what they're doing or how to keep an infrastructure going.
Well, they're farming. You can see that. As you were kind of like walking into the city and everything, you notice that there is farming going on, and that seems relatively okay. However, like, is it being successful at how successful is the agriculture? You'd have to make a check for that and everything. But the buildings themselves aren't like terribly amazing until you get to like the inner section of the city, in which then eventually like you notice that Ramos directs some of the people to drop some of the refugees off at a certain site, kind of like in the middle of the city. And then he directs you guys and another two like group with you guys to come up with him to the main like what you want to call like I wouldn't call it like a castle, fortress maybe would be a better word for it. Heavily fortified building would probably be even better word for it. Not even like that's probably like the better gist of it. And he says, "All right, well, y'all, we're gonna come and we're going to meet Ogren. We're gonna go. We're gonna go get this all. We're gonna get our score settled out. All right. Once I get paid, I pay you guys, and we're gonna do the direct transaction right then and there. Deal? Let's go."
Do we be worried about anything?
No. This has happened. We do this all the time, but I like to bring a lot of you all with us just to make sure everything's on the up and up, and that I'm not trying to do anything shaky with you. I know sometimes when we get into new settlements, people get a little bit, on the edge. I've had some folk really be particular about their money, especially once we get out into these woods. And then, and so I like to bring the newcomers and some of my veterans with us as we go get paid, and then bang, wham, bam, there we go.
Fair enough.
All right, let's go and get it. As you guys go into the building, it's a fortified position. It's not like totally dead, like just a house with weird buildings or anything. This building is obviously decently built. Somebody actually put some care and effort and energy into it. And as you guys enter, it's fairly you go into the main room, decent little chamber and everything, and you notice that there's a man sitting on kind of a throne. Not great, not amazing, but obviously an ornamental kind of ceremonial throne sitting piece. And he's sitting there whispering to somebody over his left side. That smelly little goblin guy. Oh my god. That guy Yami of Chippy Chest. I'm kidding. And so you guys approach, as you guys go up, Ramos gives out a big bellowing welcome to him and says, "We brought in the newest group." And Orgai replies with a, "Oh, thank you, Ramos. I'm so glad that you're here too with this. I just had something else come up, and I really could use your help in this too." And Ramos gives back a good reply. He says, "Nah." Aubrey replies with a, "Well, Treasure, go get the good man his money." And so, look, this new job, I can't have my regular cavalry go out and do this because it's just these dreamers and everything. That's all they can ever do for me. I need to be able to save my cavalry for all these hobgoblins and bandits that we've been having to deal with in the south. So I really appreciate, I should say, if you could help me out here. Maybe delay your next group transport coming over here. And the two of them go, Ramos goes, all right. They go off. Two of them go into another room. A couple of minutes later, come back. Ramos says, "All right, I got to talk to you guys about something.
There's always something.
I got your money. Don't worry about that." He gives a little jangle in his pocket. "I think I got something better for you guys."
Well, no, you still have to give us the
You
money.
all next week, baby.
No, wait, you still got to give us the money.
Oh, he gives you the money. Don't worry. But I'll fill you in next time here on the Players of the Realm. We'll check you guys out next one. Be ready for some extra fun on the next adventure. All right.
Huzzah!
Huzzah! See you all next time. Have a good weekend, everybody.
Ladders.
Bye.
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 Good night.